going on, everyone? We are doing a revisiting retro review series right now, and starting today, we're starting with the very first Toy Story, leading up to Toy Story 4. Now, Toy Story is one of my favorite franchises. Toy Story 2 was actually the first film I ever saw in theaters, and I have, like, every single Toy Story toy ever known to man. Toy Story is a big part of my life. Like, without this, I wouldn't love cinema, I feel like I wouldn't love Disney or Pixar. Like, Toy Story in general is everything to me, and I have so many videos and so many plans for this future series of revisiting a lot of Toy Story films leading up to Toy Story 4, but, of course, within this, we do have to be going back through and retro-reviewing every single Toy Story film that has come out to date, and starting today, again, we're going through with the very first Toy Story. I'm so excited about this. I just rewatched it yesterday, and again, this film is perfect. Like we're just gonna stay out with that. But of course, guys, if you guys are new here and you do love Toy Story, you love early movie reviews, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because you will be getting all that content over on this channel. Plus, you guys can also go over to Sandwich on Films on ways to see films early down there because do get out a lot of advanced movie screen tickets, and you definitely aren't gonna want to miss it. First Toy Story film is actually older than me. It was released in 1995 to raving reviews. It still has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, very deservedly so. And this film, again, like I stated earlier in the review, this is a perfect film. This is one of my favorite films of all time, if not my favorite. It's a movie that has a lot of good messages for kids, but the animation to this date still holds up. There's still a lot of great aspects to that animation in times. In fact, so many great elements of Toy Story still work to this date. Of course, when we do revisit a lot of these older animated films, sometimes the animation doesn't hold up, and I'll be frank with it. Some of the animation in this film, it's a little bit of a solid place, and we can obviously see that it's a little bit rough around the edges here and there, but the animation and attention to detail for certain environments and even on the toys are still extravagant. It really goes down to that story, and if that story doesn't stick, then the whole film doesn't work. And for me, that's one of the major pros still for the very first Toy Story. This film, the story is great. Of course, it's about Woody, Andy's favorite toy, and once it comes around his birthday, everyone's freaking out that a new toy might be replacing them. They might end up at a garage sale, but it turns out Buzz Lightyear's here, and Woody is a very jealous man. But the whole message that kind of revolves around these characters is jealousy and being forgotten, and those elements are always actually furthered out in later on Toy Story films, as we've seen through 1, 2, and even 3. But within this movie, of course, it is stated and shown to that where kids can actually learn about being forgotten or maybe even caring about their toys just a little bit better. But it also talks about jealousy and feeling jealous that maybe, you know, I look at this film as you're having a sister or a brother being born within your family and you're a younger child. Some of these feelings that Woody has, you might also have as well. But throughout the course of this film, we see that them working together, them becoming best friends, and of course that is even further down the road, again, within the franchise, and knowing what's going to come. I'm watching this film thinking, man, these two are going to be best buds for life, and it makes me smile ear to ear. Within this story, it has a brilliantly written script that has a great protagonist, great antagonist as well. I mean, I love Sid. I think the whole thing, the whole horror elements that they do bring into Sid's home and the atrocities and the crazy creepy monsters that he has in there are worthwhile, and again, that attention to detail is played within that room so well. You can definitely tell that the art directors, the animators, and even the director himself knew exactly within this room to remake and kind of just infuse a lot of horror elements into it. And if you guys know me, I love horror. Horror element is infused within here so great, and a lot of the humor that is placed throughout the film is brilliant. I was still laughing out loud and still having such a great time with this movie to date. I'm 22 years old now, and I'm still having a blast with this film. It still holds up to this date because it does show out that this is still an iconic thing within pop culture. There are still kids revisiting Toy Story to this date for the very first time and falling in love with it all over again. Toy Story does such a great deal in every single department. The art, the animation is superb. The writing and the story is excellent and even emotional, but carries such a great message. Buzz and Woody are iconic characters for life, and two of Pixar's main heroines that I think are some of the best characters that Pixar has still ever developed to this date. The side characters are great. You got Ham, Rex, Mr. Potato Head, Bo Peep, RC Car. You have them all, and they all play a part. The Easter eggs in this film are great, and even watching this film, I do recognize a couple things that they do add in later on. Of course, you actually see the clown from Toy Story 3 on one of the wrapping papers in here. You see a lot of things in the background where it goes Tin Tiny Toys or other Pixar shorts that Pixar has made in the past, and overall, there's just so much cleverness into the original Toy Story that it still holds up to today. If you've still not seen this film, this is a film that everyone needs to check out. It carries, again, a great message, great story, great humor, and again, it's one of the best perfect family films ever made. With all that said, I'm going to give Toy Story an A+. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the first Toy Story. Do you guys like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's a little bit overrated? Or do you love it just as much as I did? Or maybe you even grew up with it? Let's talk about it down below in the comments, guys. Again, if you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. Check out Sandwich on Films. And make sure to stay around for more Toy Story. Because you could definitely know you got a friend in me. I believe I actually forgot to mention the score. The score is really good and the music in here is really good too. Let's not forget that. Of course, until next time, stay classy.